Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to solve a problem with a wedding dress that everywhere fits in the front. But then, when you go to zip it up in the back, you have this. The zipper will not zip up past this point, just below the waist, about 2¼ inches. Now I tried this on the young lady, and I measured this at her home. And I measured from the middle back over to where the fabric stopped. I've already taken the zipper out down to the point where this will be a new seam right down the middle of the top. So what you need to do is, to do this alteration, you're going to have to put the zipper back in. You take the zipper out, put it back in. Now I left it basically three-quarters of the way in and just took the zipper out. I took the stitches out here, so I separated the bodice from the lining on both sides, because this is a shortcut that I'm doing. But if you're not proficient at shortcuts, and I have some really unusual ways of making things work, then go ahead and take the whole zipper out and put the whole zipper back in like you would normally. So what you want to do is you want to go to the center back seam, where that would be, and you're going to measure from there to where the fabric sits. Now keep in mind, you still have to add 5/8 inch seams for where the zipper gets put back in, and also for the side seam. So this was a 4-inch gap here, and so I needed to make 5¼ inches. Let me say, yeah. 10/8, yeah, 5¼ inches piece, and it's still basically going to be 5¼ going down. But then when you get to the waistline, that changes. So it's going to be the same from here to the waistline. So then you want to measure from the waistline down to where you don't need to open the whole back up anymore. So where the zipper stops, you want to measure that distance. And with that distance, you want to also add 1¼ inches. So this will be 3¼ inches from here to here. So you end up with something like this. So if you are able to do it and have a piece of paper with you when you're doing this, you just put the paper on the dress like this and draw that extra 5/8 inch, follow the fabric down to the center, mark it out, and then cut it out. Now keep in mind, you're going to need a lining layer and an outer layer, and that's what I have on here. I have a lining I took, and because I could not find the exact same shade of white, that's one thing about bridal dresses. White is very hard to match. It's one of the hardest colors to match, because when you're in the building, in the fabric stores, they have fluorescent bulbs. Things look blue, they look purple, and unless you're right next to a window, it's really hard to match them up. So what I did was I got close to enough to a window, and this dress in lighting, regular lighting, has a little bluish tint to it. The lining that I'm going to use for both layers is not quite that shade. However, the lace is. So I got this beautiful lace, and what I'm going to do is put a lace panel back here, give it a little punch of something fancy. And so I put my right sides together with the lining material, or if you find satin that matches, that's what you're going to use. Right sides together, put the lace on top of it, one layer, because you're not going to need 2 layers, won't look right. It has to be one layer of the lace. So I'm going to take these pins out to show you, kind of give you an idea of what this is going to look like. Well, this is just part 1 of a 2-part tutorial on how to make an inset. This is a bridal inset for the back. It's to extend the back seam. So here this is what it will look like when all is said and done. It'll have this beautiful little lace panel back here. But in order to do that, like I said, I've got my right sides together. And I'm going to take this, I cut 2 lace panels. I only need 1 for each side. So I've got 2 of these. One will go there, and the other one's going to go over here. So you're going to take this first panel, and it's going to be sandwiched between these 2 white panels. And the reason why I say sandwich is you want to put the lace in between the 2 layers, like this, and you're going to pin it. You see how you have this nice seam at the top? You want the same thing on here. So in order to get that, you pin the lace between the 2 layers, like this. I'm just going to show you how it gets put together. Then you stitch 5/8 inch across the top here. Then you're going to turn it right sides out like this, and that will give you that finished top edge, and then that gets inserted in there to put the zipper in. So this is part 1, and in part 2 we will actually put it all together.